1C1 semifinal down, another one to go as Nick Sainert joining you from Pinnacle Bank Arena. We know Lincoln Christian punched their ticket to tomorrow morning's final, so congratulations to Scott Klein and the Lincoln Christian girls basketball team as they'll be playing against the winner of our game that's currently on deck. The Sidney Lady Raiders going up against the Grand Island Central Catholic Crusaders right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. For the Sidney Lady Raiders coming in with a 24-1 record after the regular season, they defeated Adams Central in a very close call, 40-38 in Wednesday's quarterfinal matchup. For Grand Island Central Catholic over there at the Devaney Center, they defeated Broken Bow, who was the 6th seed, by a score of 49-33, so a little bit more of a comfortable margin there for the Grand Island Central Catholic Crusaders. It's been a good day so far. We got an exciting couple of games on deck. Let's get you started with the starting lineups. First, for the Sidney Lady Raiders, led by head coach Tyler Shaw. They've been to the state tournament 18 times, haven't won a state championship, though, in their school history. They were runner-up all the way back in 1982 and 1984. For head coach Tyler Shaw and the 24-1 Lady Raiders, they'll send number 0, their leading scorer, a 5'9" senior guard, Carson Leeling. Number 3, a 5'6" senior forward, Peyton Schroetberger. Number 13, a 5'6" junior guard, Jordan DeNevelis. Number 24, a 5'6" junior guard, Kayla Westby. And a 5'8" senior guard, number 35, Katie Ramsey. Once again, led by head coach Tyler Shaw, assistant coaches Matt McKay, Dan Dorwart, Eric Cole, and Caleb Jones for the Sidney Lady Raiders. For the Grand Island Central Catholic Crusaders, 23-2 on the season. They come in as the number 3 seed in Class C1 action. Starting 5 for head coach Kevin Mayfield. Number 4, a 5'6" senior forward, Avery O'Boyle. Number 10, a 5'4" junior guard, Anna Tibbetts. Number 12, a 5'11" junior forward, Maggie Herbeck. Number 20, a 6'1" senior forward, Carolyn Mazer. And rounding out the starting 5 for head coach Kevin Mayfield, number 24, a 5'8" junior guard, Brindle Moody. Once again, assistants for Grand Island CC, Maria Tibbetts, Trevor Cornelius, Ray Chavez, and Howard Schumann. Central Catholic Crusaders been to the state tournament 11 times. They skipped coming here in 2023, or I should say they didn't make it, rather. And they have never been in a state championship game. So trying to make some history for the Grand Island Central Catholic Crusaders. Once again, Nick Sainert joining you from Pinnacle Bank Arena. Huge thanks in advance to Jake Bachhoven pushing all the buttons back in our 93.7 The Ticket studio. So Sidney will be the home team on the scoreboard as they are the number 2 seed in Class C1 action. Really good crowd on hand here on semifinal Friday. I tweeted it out. You can go check it out, Nick_Sainert on Twitter or X. But much different feeling on semifinal Friday. And then obviously it gets ramped up a little bit once we get to championship Saturday. But on semifinal Friday, it's teams punching their tickets and getting ready to attempt to make their dreams come true on championship Saturday. And we are underway as the Sidney Lady Raiders win the tip, and it's controlled by Ramsey. Ramsey will bring it left to right from my vantage point, sitting here courtside, hands it off left side now to number 10, Chloe Ahrens. Ahrens working on the defender, Avery O'Boyle. Now into the lane, right-handed layup, good for number 3, Peyton Schroberger. And the Sidney Lady Raiders have an early 2-0 lead. So here comes Grand Island CC. Grand Island Central Catholic, 23-2 on the season. Their 2 losses came to Lincoln Christian and then Hastings St. Cecilia earlier this year. These 2 teams never matched up this season, so first time for each side seeing the other. As the Grand Island CC Crusaders working around the perimeter, here is Avery O'Boyle with it. Right side, Tibbetts. Tibbetts thought about popping the 3, decides to dribble in, dumps it down low, pass deflected by the defender, but gotten right back by the Crusaders. Left side, O'Boyle, layup too short, offensive board once again, and we have a tie ball game on the nice follow-up by Carolyn Mazer. So 2-2, just underway, 6:53 to play in the first quarter. Nick Sainert with you. We'll have all the semifinal games coming your way later this afternoon from Pinnacle Bank Arena. Right side here, Sidney with the Lady Raiders. 3-ball on the way, left side, just off back iron. And the rebound corralled by Tibbetts of GICC. So the Crusaders in their navy blue with powder blue numbers and letters. A little gray stripe down the side of the uniforms as O'Boyle drives in. Layup no good, may have been tipped. And a pass now deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with the Crusaders. For the Sidney Lady Raiders, their home white uniforms with a black stripe down the side and red lettering and numbering. It was Sidney written across the chest. So here is number 35, Katie Ramsey with it. She spins around on the left wing looking for help. Finally is able to get it to Kayla Westby. Westby now to the top of the key. Chloe Aaron, with it. Looking for help near the logo. Hands it off once again. This is Westby. Westby on the right wing. Spin move at the elbow. Dumps it back outside. 3-ball on the way for Aarons. And it misses everything. Great box out by Grand Island Central Catholic and Brindle Moody. So up the floor we go as O'Boyle can't hold on to the pass from Maggie Herbeck. And it's a steal for Sidney and a turnover for GICC. So the Lady Raiders working back across the timeline. Here's Westby. Westby to the left side. 3-ball on the way. Off front rim. No good. And a nice rebound there by number 20, Carolyn Mazer of GICC. A trio of subs ready to check in at the next dead ball for Sidney as we're 2.5 into this game and all tied up at 2. As a three-pointer on the way, unable to connect is number 12, Maggie Urbeck for Grand Island Central Catholic. And we're going to have a stoppage in play as it goes out of bounds. So Jordan DeNevelis checks in for the Sidney Lady Raiders, as well as number 21, Ryan Dillahay. Dillahay guarding the ball handler, now out to this corner for GICC. Tibbet, right side, this is Moody. Brindle Moody with it on the left wing, crosses over left to right, now into the corner. 3-ball on the way, short, but getting her own rebound is number 12, Urbeck. Urbeck finds Moody, jumper no good, off to the right. It's kicked out of bounds, last touch by the GICC Crusaders, and so it'll be Sidney Lady Raiders basketball. Sidney 24-1 on the season. Their lone loss came just a couple of weeks ago to Bridgeport, who we just saw fall in the Class C1 semifinal to Lincoln Christian. Bridgeport previously was 25-0. Suffered their first loss and their season is done. Rather, I should say they have one game left in a consolation game in the Class C1 third and fourth place ball game. So here's the Sidney Lady Raiders working right side, trying to get it to a back-cutting teammate of hers, unable to do so in the lane. Jumper is good for Katie Ramsey, and the senior guard gets on the board. It's 4-2 Sidney with 4.5 to play in the first quarter. GICC with it. Avery O'Boyle working near the logo. On the right side, gives it to number 12, Urbeck. Urbeck now to Brindle Moody at the top of the key. Left side, O'Boyle. O'Boyle throwing it down low. It's their post player, Carolyn Mazer. The 6'1" senior is fouled on the attempt, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2 shots. So our first foul of the game comes at the 4:21 mark. And it's going to go against the Sidney Lady Raiders. More specifically, it goes on number 15, Carly Black. That's her first. First one at the line for Mazer. Goes off the front rim. No good. And we got one more free throw. So number 2 Sidney versus number 3 seed GICC. 4-2 the score. Mazer puts up the free throw off back iron. She's 0 for 2 on this trip to the charity stripe, and it's Sidney basketball after a nice defensive rebound by Chloe Aarons. Aarons has it on the right wing, passes it over to DeNevelis. DeNevelis takes the screen left from Aarons, looking for help, throws it to the right wing. They have gotten away with a travel, but nonetheless, DeNevelis gets it on the right wing. Now left side, reversing around the perimeter are the Sidney Lady Raiders. Down low, pass deflected a couple of times, hit off the head of Mazer for GICC, and now she comes up with it in the scrum. So here come the Crusaders. O'Boyle with it in front of the scores table. She dribbles to the top of the key. Left side, Tibbet now with it for GICC. Right side, she passes it to Brindle Moody. Brindle Moody uses a Mazer screen on the right side. Dribbling baseline is Brindle Moody. She steps on the baseline. It's a turnover. Another one for GICC. And with 3:34 to play in the first quarter, it's Sidney Lady Raider basketball. So 4-2 your score. The Raiders of Sidney on top of GICC. Right side It's number 21, Ryan Dillahay. Dillahay passes back into the corner now. Aarons down low on the block. Loose ball on the floor. It's going to be a jump ball, and possession arrow gives it to Grand Island Central Catholic. Peyton Schrottberger underneath the bucket, couldn't hang on to the pass from the corner, and number 12 for Grand Island Central Catholic, Maggie Urbeck, forced the tie-up. So GICC basketball, inbound pass for the Crusaders. It's tipped out of bounds, last touch by Arns, and it'll be Crusader basketball. Update over from Devaney in Class D1. Southern Valley with an early 8-0 lead over GACC. So we have GICC here at PBA and GACC playing over at the Devaney. So here are the Crusaders, Grand Island Central Catholic. They bring it up the floor. Tibbetts. Now she gets it poked away from behind. Taken away on a nice steal by Carson Lealing. Lealing up the right side. She gets the pass from Westby. Layup no good, but Lealing is fouled off of the assist, or I should say the pass rather, from Katie Ramsey. And so Lealing will go to the line. That foul goes on Carolyn Mazer, her first. And with 3:04 to play in the first quarter, Lealing will hit the first free throw. 5-2 Sidney. One more free throw on its way. 5-2, 3:04 to play in the first quarter. Second one on the way. It's perfect. 6-2 the score as Sidney extends their lead to 4 over the Crusaders. Here comes Moody across the timeline. Brindle Moody with it, dribbling with the left hand directly in front of us, guarded by Chloe Aarons. Aarons now forces Moody to give it up to O'Boyle. O'Boyle stops, kicks it out. Tibbetts at the elbow. May have walked with it, no whistle. Now to Moody. Once again, she hesitates, steps back. 3 ball on the way, just a little short. And we have a foul on White, as that's going to be on the Sidney Lady Raiders and Peyton Schrottberger. That'll be her first. Schrottberger was the one that actually fell down there, but they call it on Schrottberger as now the baseline pass taken away by number 24, Kayla Westby. Westby, it's a 2-on-2 break with her and Aaron. Spin move on the right block. Off the front iron, layup was unable to go, and the last touch was called on GICC, so Sidney will get another crack at it. They had 2-on-2 break with Westby on the right side and Aaron's on the left side. Nice job playing transition defense by GICC. Here's the baseline inbound. Kicks it out. Lealing for 3 from the right wing, and she swishes it home. And it's 9-2 Sidney. So Carson Lealing, the 5'9" senior, able to put her total up to 5 points. And we have a Grand Island Central Catholic timeout with 2:13 to play in the first quarter. Your score, Sidney Lady Raiders 9 and GICC 2. Here in the Class C1 semifinal matchup from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket.
Sales Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crispy, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12, like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one new favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauced and tossed Wingstop chicken sandwich today for only $5.49 at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Valid for a limited time and available at participating Wingstop locations only while supplies last. Price subject to applicable taxes and fees.
Nick Sainer back with you from Pinnacle Bank Arena. 2:13 to go in the first quarter. 9-2 your score. The Sidney Lady Raiders on top of Grand Island Central Catholic. GICC just had to take their first full timeout of the game. And it'll be Crusader basketball on the right side. Here's Avery O'Boyle. O'Boyle cuts into the center lane, kicks it out, pass deflected by Lealing and taken away by Ryan Dillahay of Sidney. Back the other way we go. Up the floor to Lealing on the right side. Lealing drives baseline, gets past her defender, dumps it off to Schroberger, and Schroberger's able to lay it in from the left side. And it's 11-2 Lady Raiders with a 1:43 to go in the first quarter. So Boyle with it on the right side, picks up her dribble on the right wing, bounces it near the logo to number 12, Maggie Urbeck. Urbeck underhand shovels it to Tibbetts. Tibbetts now to Moody. Moody at the top of the key, dribbling between the legs, trying to work on the defender, Westby. Westby now forces her to give it up on the right side. It's Tibbetts. Tibbetts steps back, hands it off to Moody on the elbow, back out to the perimeter. Reminder, no shot clock here in Class C1 action. Moody with it on the top of the key, forcing a retreat is the defender, Westby. Westby makes her give it up now left side, hands it off O'Boyle. O'Boyle shot fake, steps in, free throw line, jumper short, and the rebound goes right into the hands of Westby for Sidney at the elbow. Up the floor to Lealing on the outlet pass. Lealing has it on the right wing, overhead pass, top of the key. Here's Westby with it, now top to Lealing. Lealing working on Tibbetts, that's Herbeck rather. Misses the layup, and we have a foul called on Schroberger, as that's going to be her second personal foul, and Peyton Schroberger forces a turnover, and it's going to go the other way to GICC as it goes on number 3 for Sidney, Peyton Schroberger. So GICC to inbound here as they'll have it. Avery O'Boyle with it up on the far sideline. O'Boyle fakes the spin, goes across the timeline, being guarded up the way by Kiera Schrader. Loose ball on the ground. It's recovered one for a moment by Sidney. We'll have a jump ball, and it'll be Sidney Lady Raider basketball after number 13, Jordan DeNevelis, was able to jump on that ball rolling along the hardwood, and Aarons will inbound it directly in front of me here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. 11-2 the score between Sidney and GICC. 32 seconds to go in the first quarter. On the right side is DeNevelis. DeNevelis dribbles to the top of the key, working, trying to get it to a backdoor cutting. Dillihay is unable to do so. Now DeNevelis will just hold it near the logo for a moment, getting bumped, and then passes off to the left side. Number 15, this is Carly Black with it. Turnaround jumper, no good. And the defensive rebound goes into the hands of Avery O'Boyle. She throws it up the floor to Tibbetts. Now to number 12, Maggie Urbeck. Urbeck lost the ball on a pass, and back the other way we go with 2 seconds on the clock. A lay-in is no good. The follow-up also no good, but number 21, Ryan Dillahay, is fouled on the putback with 0.1 on the clock. So the foul goes on number 20, Carol Major. That makes it her second. And at the free throw line to shoot 2 is Ryan Dillahay. She makes the first one, 12-2 now. Sidney out in front by double digits. Dillier on the second attempt is up, and it's no good. There's the horn almost instantaneously after the ball was caught on the rebound, and that will do it for the end of the first quarter. Your score after 8 minutes of play, the Sidney Lady Raiders 12 and the Grand Island Central Catholic Crusaders 2 here in the C1 semifinal matchup from Pinnacle Bank Arena on 93.7 The Ticket.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Nick Sainer back with you from Pinnacle Bank Arena. Your score after one quarter of play, the Sidney Lady Raiders 12 and Grand Island Central Catholic 2. We'll put 8 minutes on the game clock and start the second quarter. The winner of this one will face the Lincoln Christian Crusaders and head coach Scott Klein. I had a chance to speak to Scott Klein after their victory against Bridgeport. We'll have that conversation for you guys during this halftime show here in just a little bit. 12-2 the score. Sidney out in front by 10 over Grand Island Central Catholic. Crusaders will start with the basketball. Here's Tibbetts. Tibbetts top of the key to Maggie Urbeck. Urbeck working on the defender now, left side back to Tibbetts. Tibbetts to O'Boyle. O'Boyle standing just off to the right side of the perimeter. Now backs it up near the logo to Major. Major playing with 2 fouls for Grand Island Central Catholic. Those were the only 2 fouls that the Crusaders committed in that first quarter. A nice look at a 3 by Avery O'Boyle's unable to go, and it's going to be a defensive rebound for number 35, Katie Ramsey, who brings it up the floor, gives it to Ahrens. Ahrens to Leeling. Leeling picks up a dribble back to Ahrens at the top, guarded by O'Boyle. Now left side, dribbling to the top of the key is Carly Black. They hand it off to Kayla Westby. Westby stops at the left elbow. Cross-court pass into the corner. 3 ball on the way too strong on the attempt by Carly Black. And number 24, Brindle Moody, able to come up with it for GICC. Into the corner, it's Urbeck, top of the key now to O'Boyle. O'Boyle looking to her right, holding the basketball in the triple threat. Now into the corner, 3 ball on the way, no good by Tibbetts. Rebound tipped out to the hands of Ahrens for the Sidney Lady Raiders, and they'll come back the other way. 6:46 to play in the second quarter, 12-2. Sidney out in front of GICC. Layup shot from the right side is no good by Chloe Ahrens. And now on the rebound, O'Boyle gets bumped. It hits off her shoe, and it's going to be Sidney Lady Raider basketball. Head coach for GICC, Kevin Mayfield, asking, how is there no foul on that play? It was certainly a physical contest there by the defender for Sidney, and that was number 21, Ryan Dillier. But nonetheless, Sidney Lady Raiders basketball with 6:28 to play in the first half. As number 35, Katie Ramsey, hands it off to Ahrens. Ahrens on the right side gives it to Dillier. Dillier to Leeling. Leeling on the right wing, guarded by Maggie Urbeck. And we have a traveling violation on Carson Leeling. So no harm, no foul, and a turnover for Sidney after GICC previously gave it right back to them after a missed shot. 12-2 the score, 6:14 to play in the second quarter. Sidney out in front by 10 over GICC. Right side, here's Major. Major has the only 2 points for the Grand Island Central Catholic Crusaders. And as soon as I say that, number 10, Anna Tibbetts, the 5'4" junior, drills a 3 from the top of the key. It's 12-5 now Sidney as Carly Black spin move at the elbow, bounces outside. 3 ball to answer, and number 35, Katie Ramsey, says, I'll answer the call as she drains a 3 from the near corner. It's 15-5 Lady Raiders. O'Boyle bringing it across the timeline. Left side, here's Anna Tibbetts. Once again, Tibbetts keeps that right pivot foot. Now left side, it's Moody. Moody steps back, retreats. Good defense there by Ahrens. Moody almost lost her dribble. Now right, left, crossover, spin move. Looking, trying to find it to Major. Does so. Major quickly passes it to the O'Boyle on the left side. Here's Tibbetts for another 3. Just short, had a good line. Offensive rebound. Moody put back too strong off the back iron. Major takes away the rebound, and we're going to have a jump ball, and possession arrow gives it to the Sidney Lady Raiders. Major just taller than everybody out there, 6'1". The tallest player on the Sidney Lady Raiders roster are, Lily Weezer and Reagan Nesbitt at 5'10". We have a brief 30-second timeout from Grand Island Central Catholic. We'll take a 30-second breather as well. 5:12 to play in the first half. It's 15-5 Sidney here on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design. Take a computer course. Learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Nick Sainer back with you. 5:12 to play in the second quarter. The Sidney Lady Raiders with a 15-5 lead over the Grand Island Central Catholic Crusaders. Top of the key. Here's Carly Black with it off the handoff. Gives it right back to Jordan DeNevelis. DeNevelis crosses over right to left on Moody, the defender. DeNevelis hands it to a backdoor cutting Jensen in the lane. And Carly Black gets the layup to go. On the inbound pass, we have a foul as Jordan DeNevelis was over pursuing the intended receiver of the inbound pass, and it's going to go on her. That's her first. the first team foul on the Lady Raiders of the second quarter. And so GICC will inbound it with 4:48 to play in the second quarter. GICC searching for their first trip to a state final in school history. They've been here 11 times. 4:42 to play as GICC working right to left. Here is Urbeck. Urbeck top of the key to Major. Major right side to Moody. Moody on the right wing. Top of the key now to O'Boyle. O'Boyle left side Major. Good closeout in pursuit by Carly Black defensively. In the lane, layup is no good. I believe they're going to say it was on the floor, and yes, they will. So Urbeck was fouled. And that's going to go on number 15, Carly Black. That's her second personal foul. Schroberger comes back into the game for Carly Black. Schroberger with 2 personal fouls as well. So 4:25 to go in the second quarter as GICC beat baseline inbound to Avery O'Boyle. O'Boyle with it in the near corner to Major at the top. Right side now, Urbeck will try a 3 on the way. Just a little too strong. A nice box out. Fought for on the ground. GICC comes up with it. Their second attempt at a layup is no good. And Sidney, as well as Jordan DeNevelis, is able to corral the rebound for the Lady Raiders. Back the other way, left to right. Here comes DeNevelis in the lane. She's bumped, fouled, and there's no shot as it's going to be a baseline inbound for the Sidney Lady Raiders. Foul goes on number 24, Brindle Moody. That's her first. The first team foul of the second quarter on GICC comes around the halfway point in quarter number 2. So baseline inbound. Aarons to inbound for the Lady Raiders. She throws it out top. Here is Westby. Kayla Westby, the 5'6" junior, hands it off to DeNevelis. DeNevelis pass fake left. Great backdoor cut by Westby, and a better find by Jordan DeNevelis, and a great shot and finish by Kayla Westby as she puts Sidney out in front 19-5. Pass on the left wing. Here is Urbeck. Urbeck with it on the top of the key. Exhausted her dribble. Now left side. Here's Avery O'Boyle. O'Boyle passes to the top to Major. Major being dared to shoot the 3 by Schroberger. Passes it up instead. Urbeck throws up a tough shot. It's off front iron. And we're going to have a jump ball, which possession arrow keeps it with the Crusaders. So 19-5, 3:25 to play in the second quarter. Inbounded up top to Major. Major to O'Boyle. O'Boyle pass deflected, and now it's tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Sidney. And unfortunately, if they would have let that go, then that would have been Sidney basketball, but they tried to save it from going out of bounds, and because of that, it's going to be GICC basketball underneath their own bucket. Trying to inbound it. GICC struggling, and we got a 5-second call as great defense there, especially by Kayla Westby guarding the ball. And it's 19-5, Sidney with the lead, and they'll get the basketball after a 5-second call goes against the Crusaders of Grand Island Central Catholic. So here is DeNevelis. DeNevelis with 3:13 to play in the second quarter. Aarons with it in the near corner. Holding the basketball over her head. She drives baseline, kicks it through. 3-ball, Carson Lealing off to the right. Offensive rebound, Westby. Westby back out to Lealing. Shot fake, passes it over Westby. She'll try a college 3. Is well short there. Holds her hand over her mouth like, oh boy, I just airballed that on PBA's floor. And it's 19-5, Sidney after the missed 3. 2:55 to go in the second quarter. Aarons, Westby, Lealing, Katie Ramsey, and Schroberger, the 5 players out there for the Sidney Lady Raiders, as Moody is going to bring it across the timeline and get whistled for a carry. So Brindle Moody was a little lackadaisical with it, as Aarons is laughing over there as the defender giving a smile after she forces a turnover. It's Sidney basketball as Ramsey gets it in across the timeline. She gets picked up by the GICC defender. Pass down low. Westby's bumped and fouled as Westby falls down. And I think the foul is going to go on number 24, Brindle Moody. And it sure will. That's her second. So 2 players for GICC have fouled in this game, both Carolyn Major and Brindle Moody, both of them with 2 fouls. That's the total number of fouls for GICC all game. Here's Leland on the right side, almost got it ripped away from her, kicks it out. 3 ball on the way. Aarons airballs it too strong, and it's saved from going out of bounds by Major of GICC. Moody dribbling up the floor with her eyes up, crossing over from left hand to right hand. She stops. 3 ball on the way, no good off front iron. Rebound as now Schroeberger fell down hard, and we're going to have a stoppage in play as Schroeberger is on the floor in pain, and it did not look good. She immediately winced. As soon as she fell down, she's still laying down right, and it looks like, I don't know if she fell hard on her backside, and it looks like she may be holding her shoulder as she fell down hard on that left arm of hers. She's getting help to the bench and being looked at by the medical staff on her side, it looks like. So she fell hard on the side of her body, going high for the rebound. So Schroeberger checks out, and Carly Black subs in. We're back playing the game here as Schroeberger still being tended to on the bench for the Lady Raiders. 19-5, 2:06 to play in the second quarter. Right side, here's Westby. Westby, spin move on the wing now. It's number 35, Ramsey, shot up on a nice find inside to Carly Black. She can't get the layup to go, and O'Boyle collects the rebound. So 19-5 is left side. Here is Urbeck. Urbeck in the corner, guarded by Ramsey. Urbeck dribbles to the right side, stops at the elbow, sends it out to the right side by O'Boyle. O'Boyle with it now at the top of the key, guarded by Kayla Westby. She hands it off to Tibbetts. Tibbetts, they're running a motion every single time. They stop at the opposite elbow and funnel it through to the other side of the floor. 3 ball on the way is good by number 24, Brendel Moody. And it's now just an 11-point ball game, 19-8. Schroeberger looks to be okay as she's changed seats, back reunited with her team in the center of the bench. 1:12 to play. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Tyler Shaw, the head coach for Sidney, just keep her on the sidelines for the remainder of this second quarter. Up by 11 in the second are the Lady Raiders. In the lane, Carly Black kicks it out. 3 ball on the way for Leland. Off front iron, no good, and the rebound goes into the hands of Anna Tibbetts. Tibbetts up the floor to O'Boyle, to Urbeck on the doorstep, and it falls from the left side of the bucket, and it's 19-10. GICC on a little 5-0 spurt here to end the second quarter. So Katie Ramsey on the right side passes to Carly Black. Black takes a screen left from Ransby, and now Leland will hold it near the logo with 31 seconds left on the game clock in the second quarter. She hands it off to Katie Ramsey. Ramsey, a 5'8" guard. Looking overheads, right side to Leland. Leland on the right wing, passes it to Carly Black. Back to Leland, now right side Westby. Westby gets it taken away from her. Moody strips her. With 11 seconds on the game clock, it's a 2-on-1 break. Bounce pass, Urbeck, she's fouled from behind by Carly Black. And the reason that's big is because that's Black's 3rd personal foul. And look who's coming back into the game. Peyton Schroeberger with 7.6 on the game clock. She seems to be okay as she's squatting down by the scores table, ready to sub in. At the line, it's Maggie Urbeck. First one good, and it's back to just an 8-point ball game as GICC in the middle of a 6-0 run. So Urbeck with the Sidney Lady Raiders students behind the bucket, waving their arms, able to hit both free throws, and it's 19-12 with 7 seconds left. A little bit of extended pressure as Westby brings it across the timeline. 3 on the game clock, step back, long 3 at the horn, off the backboard, it's too strong. And at the end of the first half, it's the Sidney Lady Raiders 19 and the Grand Island Central Catholic Crusaders 12 in our Class C1 semifinal matchup here from Pinnacle Bank Arena. GICC ends the first half on a quick 7-0 run to make it a 7-point differential at the break. Don't go anywhere. When we come back on the next Ag Appraisal and Realty halftime show, I sat down for a quick moment with Scott Klein, the head coach of the Lincoln Christian Crusaders, as they defeated the Bridgeport Bulldogs in our first Class C1 semifinal earlier this morning. You heard Josh on the call for that one. Just a quick 2-minute conversation with Coach Klein about what it means to be on the way to the C1 title game tomorrow morning in just his second year as the head coach of Lincoln Christian. So we'll have that conversation for you guys when we return after the break from the Pinnacle Bank Arena. Sidney with a 19-12 lead over GICC on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey guys, it's Bill Bush. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty has opened a new location in Pender, Nebraska, in addition to their office in Lincoln. The real estate world can be confusing, so why wouldn't you want an expert helping you every step of the way? If you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, or Iowa, give Ethan Sorensen a call today at 402-380-0432 or visit them online at nextagrealestate.com. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty with locations in Lincoln and now Pender, Nebraska.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design, take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
The Coach's Pep Talk. Done well, it creates strong team unity, improves motivation, and attitude. So when Platte Valley Equipment says they're here to help you succeed, you'll have their 100% support to help you handle any task with their John Deere equipment that gets the job done every time. And with low monthly payments, well, that should be some serious motivation to visit PlatteValleyEquipment.com. Proud sponsor of the 2024 NSAA Boys and Girls High School State Basketball Tournament.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
High school basketball fans, take a trip over to the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame while you're in town for state hoops. Admission is free, and it's a great way to learn about some of the greatest athletes and teams to come out of the state, from recently to over 100 years ago in all sports. Learn more about names like Gale Sayers, Johnny Rogers, Bob Gibson, Tom Osborne, and more. Open Wednesday through Friday from 1 to 4 p.m. It's the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame, just north of Haymarket Park at 500 Charleston Street.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Come see the exciting career opportunities in the world of large ag. Acres, your Nebraska John Deere dealer, is hosting a career fair during our 2024 Ag and Turf Expo. Learn about career opportunities in service, sales, parts, and precision ag, as well as other roles in Acres business support team. Join us at the Sandhills Global Event Center March 6th and 7th or Fauner Park March 21st and 22nd. Go to acres.com/expo24 for details.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first. That sounds like a match made in heaven. Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Score big this month at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln and rule the terrain on a Segway Fugelman UT10X. Now is your chance to get into a side-by-side for only $12,000 out the door. That's right, just $12,000. And this bad boy stacks up to all the other name brands. Plus, you get Segway's signature smart commanding system featuring airlock, drive settings, safety alerts, and more. Hurry in now. Elway Power Sports only has 2 left at this blowout price. Swing by their new 27th and I-80 location or shop their inventory at elwaypslincoln.com. All right, Nick Sander back here, post-game conversation with Coach Scott Klein of Lincoln Christian. You guys, in your second season as head coach, going to the state championship.
It's a lot. You know, I told the media people down there, the Lincoln Christian is a storied girls program. They've been, Nick Ordona built something, and, you know, it's nice to get it back, but it's not about me or the coaching staff. It's what the girls have done. They put the time in, and they've earned the right to play for a state championship.
Let's talk about that real quick before I let you go. You guys were playing an undefeated Bridgeport team. How'd you prepare? What went into this?
Well, it was tough to prepare because we had a quick turnaround on them, you know. But we put together a game plan yesterday afternoon, last night, came back about 5 o'clock last night, walked through it, and the girls locked in. You know, that's a good thing about it is they watch a lot of huddle. We'll put clips up. And when we give them a game plan, they typically stick to it, and they were locked in. They were focused, and second half was fun to watch.
I know, big game tomorrow. Let's talk about the future. Only 2 seniors on this team. That's exciting. Got to be for you and your staff.
It is exciting. It's just fun being around girls who want to play the game of basketball, who want to be in the gym. I got to kick them out of the gym. Mm-hmm. When you have girls like that, it's fun to coach. And I love them to death, and it's been a good run this year. So we'll see what tomorrow brings.
All right, Scott, we'll let you go celebrate with your team. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Lincoln Christian gets a 50-32 win over previously undefeated Bridgeport. Sidney and Grand Island Central Catholic coming up next on 93.7 The Ticket. Stick with us.
Pizza Ranch, I get all kinds of buffet questions. Here's one from Cole.
Is there a real cactus in your cactus bread?
Great question, Cole. No, there is no cactus in our cactus bread, just sweet cinnamony streusel. It's on our buffet every day, along with pizza, chicken, ice cream, and all your other favorites. Even better, at least for your parents, kids eat free on Tuesday nights. And don't worry, Cole, there's no coal in our coleslaw either.
Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
In a world where quality tools make the dream work, let Sunbelt Rentals be your unseen team member. Shine bright with our top-notch equipment dependable for any project size. Witness the difference with tool rental in Lincoln, Nebraska. It's more than just a tool, it's your companion for the perfect job. With Sunbelt Rentals, you're never alone in your project journey. Brighter tasks, better results. Sunbelt Rentals, tools that empower you.
When it comes to joining the Nebraska Army National Guard, you've heard it all before. College, healthcare, signing bonus. But joining is so much more than that. It's setting yourself up for a new and better chapter of your life. I'm Staff Sergeant Paul White, and because of the Nebraska Army National Guard, I'm in control of my career. And when the workday ends, I get to come home to my family. Write your next chapter by joining the Nebraska Army National Guard. For more information, schedule a meeting with me, Staff Sergeant Paul White at nationalguard.com.
All right, thanks to Scott Klein for that brief conversation after Lincoln Christian was able to knock off Bridgeport in our first C1 semifinal of the day. Back here in our game 2 of day number 3 at PBA, Sidney, the Lady Raiders, out in front by 7 over GICC, 19-12. Nick Sander back with you from Pinnacle Bank Arena, and this is the Next Ag Appraisal and Realty halftime show. Whether you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, or Iowa, give Ethan Sorensen a call today or visit them online at nextagrealestate.com. They just opened a new location in Pender in addition to their location in Lincoln. Once again, that's nextagrealestate.com. So 19-12 is where we're at. It was 19-5 up until the final 2 minutes of that second quarter. GICC went on a quick 7-0 run, little spurt there to end the second quarter to make it a much more manageable difference just in the second quarter, though. So at the end of the first half, it's 19-12 Sidney over Grand Island Central Catholic. As you heard just a couple of minutes ago, the winner of this one will face off against the Lincoln Christian Crusaders tomorrow at 11 a.m. You'll be able to hear that one on 93.7 The Ticket. The schedule for today is after we wrap up Class C1 here in just a little bit, we'll turn our attention to Class B as we'll have Omaha Skutt Catholic against Gretna East in our first Class B semifinal at 1:30 p.m. Then we'll send it back to the studio as the guys are going to have a live remote from Midwest Bank on 70th and Pioneers from 4 to 6 p.m. But immediately, right at 6 p.m., we're back out here at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the Class A semifinals between Millard West and Lincoln North Star at 6 p.m., and then the nightcap between Lincoln Southwest and Bellevue West as well. So that's your schedule today. Tomorrow, we'll have every single state championship game on the station. I'll get you those times here in just a moment because the times with state championships are just a little further spread apart. So we have a state championship game tomorrow at 9 a.m., 11 a.m., 1 p.m. Take a little bit of a break. We go at 4:30 p.m., then 6:15 p.m., and then 8:15 p.m. as well from Pinnacle Bank Arena. So we'll crown 6 state champions tomorrow, but here on Semifinal Friday, GICC looking to get to their first state championship game in school history. As Sidney has the basketball to start the second half, Carson Lealing gets her layup blocked. Schroberger puts it back up, unable to get it to go. Major gets the rebound, and now Major is fouled by number 24, Kayla Westby. That's her first. So first team foul of the third quarter on the Lady Raiders comes at 7:44 remaining in the third as GICC with the basketball. Now Moody gets bumped by Chloe Ahrens. So here's the thing I will say is the first half was one that didn't have many fouls. Well, rather, they're going to say she stepped on the sideline instead. So a turnover for GICC instead of a foul. But continuing my point is there wasn't a lot of fouls in that first half. Just 5 on Sidney all first half, and then only 4 on GICC the entire 2 quarters. Here already one quick one within the first 30 seconds as Ahrens driving baseline puts up a layup. It's blocked. Rebound by Schroberger. Another opportunity. And we're going to have a whistle and a foul called underneath on GICC. Head coach Kevin Mayfield not a fan of that one as he's pleading his case to the referee. Referee just turns his back and doesn't even pay attention to him. So baseline inbound here for the Sidney Lady Raiders as that was the first foul on GICC. That foul went on number 20, Caroline Major, her third. She's still in the game. Guarding the ball carrier, Schroberg at the top of the key. Now left side, here's Arns. Arns to the top to Westby. Westby working it around the perimeter. Back to Arns on the right wing. Arns looking around, hasn't used her dribble, now does so to Katie Ramsey. Ramsey denies the screen left, dribbles right side, drives baseline, dumps it down low. Schroberger layup, it falls, and it's 21-12. Lady Raiders out in front by now 9. They've led by as much as 13 as O'Boyle has it on the right wing, guarded by Westby. O'Boyle in the lane, gets it knocked out of her. She had a wide open layup if she holds onto the basketball, but got it knocked away from her by the defender. Now top of the key goes Moody. Moody guarded by Arns, fakes left, goes right, kicks it outside into the corner, 3 ball. It's blocked by Lealing, and the rebound goes into the hands of Schroberger for Sidney. Sidney trying to extend on their 9-point lead. They dump it outside to Arns. Layup for Arns, no good. She was just in a little bit of a too big of a hurry on the right side of the of the lane rather, and misses the layup. It's 21-12, 6:01 to play in the third quarter. 3 ball on the way. Urbeck not able to connect. Offensive rebound, and a putback is good for number 20, Caroline Major. She has to be careful there with those 3 personal fouls. Schroberger also fell down. She was a little slow to get up. Don't forget, she got banged up in that first half when she took a hard tumble. Kicks it out, Leland, 3 ball, and Carson Leland's able to hit a 3 directly in front of Sidney's bench, and we have a quick timeout charged to the Sidney Lady Raiders. Let's step aside as well, take a 30-second breather, and return right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
So we knew the final score of the Lincoln Christian matchup. They beat Bridgeport 51-32 in the first Class C1 semifinal today. In Class D1, 2 teams that we actually saw here on the floor yesterday, Pender defeated St. Mary's 48-39 in D1 action to punch their ticket to the state title game tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. So we'll see the Penn Dragons once again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. in the Class D1 title game. Back here at PBA, though, Major gets the layup to fall. It's 24-16 now. The Lady Raiders out in front of the Crusaders. A little bit of miscommunication on defense. Here's number 13, DeNevelis, as she gets bumped, and it's going to be a foul down low on GICC. It'll go against number 10, Anna Tibbetts. That's her first. So baseline inbounds. Aarons will be the inbounder, for the Lady Raiders. Throws it out top to DeNevelis. Now pass intended for Ramsey is taken away. Back the other way we go with Tibbetts. Layup, no good, too strong, but Tibbetts is fouled. And she'll go to the line to shoot 2 shots, as it'll be the second team foul on the Lady Raiders. Foul goes on number 13, Jordan DeNevelis. That's her second as well. And at the line to shoot 2, it's Anna Tibbetts. First one sat on that front rim and fell off, so no good on the first one for GICC. Still 5:01 to play in the third quarter, 24-16. Second one on the way. It falls for Tibbetts. And it cuts into the Sidney Lady Raider lead at 24-17. Here's Ramsey. Dumps it outside. Schroberger in the lane, backdoor cutting. Nice find by Schroberger as she connected with Ryan Dillier. And she lays it in from the left side to make it a 26-17 ball game, back to a 9-point Sidney Lady Raider lead. Bump and a foul as Chloe Aarons gets whistled for the block on the way up to the floor. That'll be her first on Aarons. Makes it 26-17. Sidney, 4:41 to play in the third quarter. Sideline inbound. Moody will be the inbounder. She looks around, gets it into Tibbetts in the far corner. Cross-court pass, Urbeck. Urbeck trying to get it down to Major, does so at the elbow. Major, top of the key now, O'Boyle. Denies the screen right, now uses it left. Moody, dribbling in the center of the lane, stops at the right elbow, now retreats out to the perimeter. Moody hands it off. Right side now, Urbeck. Urbeck on the right wing. 4:20 left in the third quarter. O'Boyle will back it out near the logo, slow things down, hold it before she passes it right side to Major. Major on the perimeter. We haven't seen her shoot a 3. Now she dribbles into the lane, gets her pocket pick for a moment, gets it back. Major's going to be fouled now from behind. I believe they're going to get number 24, Kayla Westby, with this, and they do. That's going to be Westby's second. So 26-17 your score, third quarter, 4:07 to play in quarter number 3. They'll inbound it right on the block. GICC with it. Tibbetts looks out towards Moody at the logo, gets it to her. She'll cross over right to left, working on Ahrens. Ahrens kicks it out. Tibbetts wanted to shoot the 3. Great closeout defensively, though, by Leland. O'Boyle down low on the block to Mazur. Mazur puts up a tough shot, and she is fouled. Mazur will go to the line to shoot 2. That foul will go on Peyton Schroetberger. That'll be her 3rd. Number 15, Carly Black will sub in. First free throw for Mazur is no good. Carly Black subs in for Schroetberger. Schroetberger, 3 personals. Carly Black also 3 personal fouls. Schroetberger, the 5'6" senior, while Black, a 5'7" junior. Second one on the way for Mazur is good, and it's 26-18, back to an 8-point deficit for GICC. 3:44 to play in the third quarter. Right side, it's Westby. Westby crosses over right to left. Her pass deflected, taken away from her by Moody. Now Moody gets it knocked away, but Mazur is there to pick it up for GICC before she dumps it right back off to Moody. Moody right side now to Urbeck. Urbeck fakes left, goes right now, retreats to the perimeter, gives it to Mazur. Mazur to O'Boyle rather. Her pass deflected by Lealing, but GICC retains possession. A trap on the near corner out by the half court line rather. And now Moody has it on the logo. Pass to the left side. Now this one's going to be taken away successfully by Carson Lealing after she deflected the pass in the passing lane. And with 3:03 to play in the third quarter, 26-18 your score. The Lady Raiders have the basketball. Carly Black with it at the right elbow, spinning around. Her left foot uses that pivot. Another great backdoor cut by Kayla Westby as she points in Lealing's direction. Great find by Lealing and a better finish by Kayla Westby off the backdoor cut on the baseline on the right side of the hoop here at PBA. And it's now a 10-point lead once again for Sidney. On the left wing now, Tibbetts. Tibbetts hit a 3 just a moment ago. Those were the last points from the field. As Mazur gets bumped, she's down on the hardwood, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2 shots. Mazur's been to the free throw line a couple of times on the last couple trips, making 1 of 2 the last time. It's 28-18, Sidney with a 10-point lead, but you have number 20, Carol Mazur, at the line to shoot 2. First one on the way is good for Mazur. So now it's 28-19. Second one for Mazur is also good. So 28-20, GICC hanging around. They're playing well enough defensively to slow Sidney down at times and just scoring enough points to kind of keep it narrowly within single digits. As crossover there for DeNavalis. Nevalis to Carly Black on the left side, guarded by Mazur. Mazur has those 3 fouls, spin move in the lane, and Carly Black's pocket is picked. Up the floor they go. Urbeck, she traveled with it, trying to get it back out to O'Boyle for a 3-point attempt. Unable to do so as she took too many steps. And with an 8-point lead, Sidney forces the travel, and it will be Lady Raider basketball up by 8. So 2:03 to play in the third quarter, 28-20. Sidney with the 8-point lead. Here's Westby. Westby cross-court pass into the corner. This is Carly Black with it. Black will dribble to the elbow, stops at the free throw line, passes it through to now DeNavalis. DeNavalis on the left side of the lane, takes the contact. She's fouled by O'Boyle, and she'll go to the line to shoot a couple of free throws. That foul goes on Avery O'Boyle, her first. So 1:47 to play in the third quarter, 28-20. First free throw, no good by DeNavalis. So Sidney, for the final 1:47 of the third quarter, will be in the double bonus, as that was the 5th team foul on GICC rather, will be in the double bonus, because that was the 5th team foul last time out on Sidney. So now top of the key, Urbeck. Urbeck guarded by Ramsey. Now left side to Tibbetts. Tibbetts guarded closely there by the defender, Kiera Schrader, for the Sidney Lady Raiders. Top of the key, Urbeck. Urbeck working on Ramsey. Gives it to Mazur. Mazur passes left side now to O'Boyle. To the near corner. On the right side, it's Moody. Moody, top of the key, 1:15 to play, third quarter. Passes left side. O'Boyle tries the long three, unable to connect, but a long rebound after the missed shot. Goes right into the hands of O'Boyle. Passes it right side. Now down low. Mazer, she's fouled. No shot for Carol Mazer. That would have been a big one, but nonetheless, Mazer will go to the line to shoot 2 shots. Foul goes on number 24, Kayla Westby. That'll be her third. So now you look at the Sidney Lady Raiders. They have 3 players with 3 personals as they're getting set to go into the final quarter of play. Peyton Schroberger has 3, Carly Black with 3, and now Kayla Westby with 3 as well. For GICC, not necessarily a similar story, as Moody has 2. Mazer, the only Crusader with 3 personal fouls. Avery O'Boyle and Anna Tibbetts each have 1 to their name. Mazer goes 2 of 2 at the line. It's now 29-22. Sidney with a 7-point lead over GICC. Left side here, Sidney now right side. Back to the left side, it's Denovalis. Denovalis will dribble to the top of the key, working on the right side of the lane. Stops, spins, kicks it back out. Ramsey at the top of the key, thought about shooting a 3, decides to shot fake instead. Dribble, drive, layup, missed. Really good look at the rim by Katie Ramsey, unable to convert. And now O'Boyle will have it across the timeline. GICC trailed by 7 at the half, 19-12, and they trail by 7 now. Mazer, layup, good. And Carol Mazer has started to take over here in the second half as she pulls GICC within 5, 29-24. 14 to play in the third quarter. Ramsey with it near the H of the Huskers logo at center court. Passes it now left side to Schrader. Schrader in the corner now, and we're going to have out of bounds going to GICC as Denovalis was unable to hold on to the basketball on the pass from Schrader. And so because of that, it's going to force a turnover, giving the basketball to GICC. 6.0 on the game clock, third quarter, 29-24 Sidney over Grand Island Central Catholic. Sideline inbound, looking to get it in. They finally do. It's fought for, and the ball is going to be controlled by Leeling. Pass down floor, and it's going to count. The layup at the final seconds. Leeling tried to shoot it from directly in front of me at the horn. It was well short, and the Lady Raiders were right there to catch it and put it in from the left side. The referee counted it, and at the end of the third quarter, it's 31-24. The Lady Raiders up by 7, same margin as it was at the half. 31-24. We'll turn our attention to the fourth quarter here at Pinnacle Bank Arena in 60 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crispy, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12, like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one new favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauced and tossed Wingstop chicken sandwich today for only $5.49 at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Valid for a limited time and available at participating Wingstop locations only while supplies last. Price subject to applicable taxes and fees.
The Coach's Pep Talk. Done well, it creates strong team unity, improves motivation, and attitude. So when Platte Valley Equipment says they're here to help you succeed, you'll have their 100% support to help you handle any task with their John Deere equipment that gets the job done every time. And with low monthly payments, well, that should be some serious motivation to visit PlatteValleyEquipment.com. Proud sponsor of the 2024 NSAA Boys and Girls High School State Basketball Tournament.
Nick Sander back with you. Start of the fourth quarter. It'll be GICC basketball as they trail 31-24. They'll have the basketball, 7:41 to play in the fourth quarter. Mazer down low, and the layup goes out of bounds, deflected out of bounds by the Sidney Lady Raiders, so it'll stay with Grand Island Central Catholic. So baseline inbound here for the Crusaders. Mazer was big in that third quarter for GICC, but here's Herbeck. Floater in the lane. Herbeck, good. And it'll be 31-26, back to a 5-point differential. That layup and steal by Sidney at the end of the third quarter. They're big because it could have been a 4 or 5 point deficit going into the fourth quarter, which then would have made it 29-26 currently, but a nice layup there by the Lady Raiders at the buzzer to make it a 31-24 game going into the fourth quarter. Here it is, 31-26 in the lane. Lealing dumps it down low. Schroberger, layup good. Off the assist of Carson Lealing. And it's back to a 7-point differential as Moody has it top of the key. Across the timeline. Dribbles to the top of the key, guarded by Ahrens. Arns on the right side. Here's Tibbetts. Tibbetts passes left side to Urbeck. Urbeck just hit a floater a moment ago. Passes it off to Moody at the elbow. She'll retreat now to the top. Moody trying to work on Ahrens. Good defense there by Chloe Ahrens, the 5'8 senior. Left side, here's O'Boyle. O'Boyle right side now, Urbeck. Urbeck pops the three. Rebound off the miss. Mazer, layup, no good. She'll try it again, and that time it's no good. But they're going to say the foul was on the floor. It didn't even look like Mazer had the ball long enough for a foul to be called on the floor. It had to be on the shot, but nonetheless, they're going to say it was on the floor, and Kevin Mayfield having a conversation with the referee. 33-26 your score. It'll be a baseline inbound here for Grand Island Central Catholic. 6:26 to play in the fourth quarter. They'll throw it out top to Mazer. Mazer hands it off now to O'Boyle. O'Boyle looking right side, finds Tibbetts. Tibbetts fakes right, goes left, now passes off to Mazer on the perimeter to Urbeck. Urbeck hit a floater at the start of the quarter now. Missed that three-pointer just a moment ago. Tibbetts with it. 6:11 to play in the fourth quarter. Pass almost intercepted, but gotten it to Mazer. Down low, O'Boyle kicks it out. Urbeck will try again from three, and she hits it. This time, drawing GICC within 4. 33-29 with 5:56 to play in the fourth quarter. As Ramsey has it on the right side, already extinguished her dribble, and Sidney needs to call a timeout with 5:51 to play in the fourth quarter. It is a full timeout, so we'll step aside for 60 seconds as well and be right back from Pinnacle Bank Arena in the Class C1 Class C1 semifinal right here on 93.7 The Ticket. All right, so 5:51 to go in the fourth quarter. 33-29 is your score. The Lady Raiders out in front by 4. Class C1 semifinal game between the Lady Raiders and the GICC Crusaders. Just a reminder, after this game, we'll turn our attention to Class B action and have probably one of the more interesting matchups of the day. And I say that because in Class B, Omaha Skutt and their high-flying offense faces off against Gretna East. Gretna East, first year of the Griffins being a school, and they're facing off against the juggernaut that is the number 1 seed in Class B this year, Omaha Skutt Catholic. A missed layup by Sidney out of the Lady Raiders timeout. It's a 33-29 game. GICC trails by 4 with the basketball after that Maggie Urbeck three-pointer. Here's Tibbetts. Tibbetts, left side, O'Boyle. O'Boyle, top of the key, right side now on the wing to Tibbetts. Mazer trying to get position down low. She has position on Carly Black down on the block. Instead, Moody, tough shot, and she is fouled as GICC will go to the line to shoot 2 shots. Foul goes on Denavalis. That's her third, so now 4 of the Lady Raiders players facing 3 personal fouls, and Schroberger, Denavalis, Carly Black, and Kayla Westby. It's on the way, and it is good for Moody. So now a 33-30 ball game. Second one on the way for Moody, no good, and the rebound carries out to the free throw line where it's corralled by Ahrens. So Ahrens Gets the defensive board. Up the floor we go with the Lady Raiders. Sidney up by 3. Backdoor cut Westby. Kicks it out Aarons. Now left side Lealing for 3. Misses it just a little too long. And the rebound goes out of bounds. Last touch on the shot by Carson Lealing, which means it's GICC basketball. So GICC to inbound. They get it into Moody. We have 4:58 to play in the fourth quarter here, Class C1 semifinal from Pinnacle Bank Arena. Right side, it's Urbeck. Top of the key now, O'Boyle. Down low, Mazer. Good defense there by the smaller Carly Black. And she forces the turnover on the deflected pass. Here's Westby. Westby going against Moody. Spin move. Kicks it out to the corner. Carly Black with it, and she is bumped and fouled by, I believe they're going to get number 10 for Grand Island Central Catholic, Anna Tibbetts. That'll be her second personal. No real foul trouble for GICC other than Carol Mazer with 3. She's been stuck on 3 personal fouls for the entirety of the second half, though. As Lealing has it on the left side, Lealing in the lane, gets bumped, no whistle. 3-ball Aarons on the way. Short offensive rebound. Carly Black dumps it off to her teammate. Now Aarons gets the loose ball, pass taken away, and GICC comes up with it with Anna Tibbetts. Up the floor they go with Moody. GICC trails by 3, 33-30 with the basketball. 4:12 to play in the fourth quarter. Winner against Lincoln Christian tomorrow morning in the Class C1 final. Moody gets bumped. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Lady Raiders of Sidney. It'll be GICC ball with 4:08 to go underneath their own hoop. So GICC basketball trailing by 3. They inbounded to Mazer. Mazer had a big third quarter now, so a little quieter in the fourth. Tibbetts in the near corner, working on Lealing. Pass deflected, but O'Boyle still able to grab it for Grand Island Central Catholic. Now back right side to Tibbetts. Tibbetts in the lane, kicks it out. Urbeck to tie for 3. No good. Rebound offensive by Moody. She can't get the floater to go. Moody gets another offensive rebound. Backs it out to the perimeter. Steps in at the perimeter and now slows it down. 3:38 to play in the fourth. A 3-point ball game. Sidney leads Grand Island Central Catholic. This one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lealing of Sidney off the attempted steal. So it'll be a sideline inbounds. Tibbetts will be the inbounder for GICC. Tibbetts. Now Moody. Moody right side to Urbeck. Urbeck hit a big 3 a moment ago to draw within 3. Now Tibbetts will try a 3. She's short, and Westby collects the defensive board for Sidney. Looking up the floor, finds Lealing, cutting to the hoop. A little touch pass underneath. Black, shot blocked by Mazer. Sidney fans don't like the no call, but here's Moody on the left side. Dribbles to the top of the key right side. It's Tibbetts. Tibbetts fakes left, passes right, and stepping on the baseline, or sideline rather, is O'Boyle for GICC. And coming into the game for the Sidney Lady Raiders will be number 3, Peyton Schroetberger, and number 35, Katie Ramsey. Before we continue play, though, with 3:02 to go in the fourth quarter, we have a 30-second timeout charge to GICC. We'll step aside and be back in 30 right after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth. 93.7 The Ticket.
Nick Sander back with you from Pinnacle Bank Arena. Really valiant effort here from GICC as they trailed at halftime by 7, 19-12. Then they trailed at the end of the third quarter by 7 as well, and now have cut the Sidney Lady Raider lead to 3 as Schroetberger for Sidney working inside, kicks it out to Lealing. Lealing hands it off to Schroetberger once again on the right wing. Schroetberger a 5'6" senior, almost lost the basketball, has it against the half-court line. Mazur wanted to force a jump ball, but instead she commits her 4th personal foul. So Carol Mazur commits her 4th. That is just the 2nd team foul on GICC. You can't blame Mazur for that one, as Schroberger was off balance, tiptoeing the half-court line. And Mazur saw an opportunity to potentially force a jump ball and went a little too aggressive. So here's Sidney with the basketball. 2:32 to play in the 4th quarter. Ramsey on the left side, guarded by Tibbetts. Layup good by Katie Ramsey. A nice shot from the left side of the bucket for Katie Ramsey, as GICC now has the basketball down by 5. Moody in the lane, gets bumped, kicks it out. 3-ball, O'Boyle, good. What a shot by Avery O'Boyle. And it's a 2-point ball game and a GICC timeout. So the dribble drive by number 24, Brindle Moody, knocked not only herself, but 2 Sidney defenders down on the floor as well. It was almost like everybody on the floor was surprised to not hear a whistle. She kicked it out to O'Boyle. O'Boyle drained the 3 from the right side. And folks, we got a 2-point ball game, 35-33, with 2:14 to play in the 4th quarter. Sidney with a 2-point advantage here in the Class C1 semifinal game. The winner of this one gets Lincoln Christian tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Our 9 a.m. game will be the D1 championship game between Pender and the winner of Guardian Angels Central Catholic, GACC, or Southern Valley. Currently, Southern Valley has a 3-point lead over on GACC at the Devaney. So we know Pender is in after a defeating St. Mary's earlier this morning. GACC currently trails Southern Valley by 3, 32-29 in the 4th quarter over at the Devaney. Back here at PBA, 2:14 to play in the 4th quarter. Sidney leads 35-33. It will be Sidney basketball. GICC will extend their defensive pressure. The 5 out there for the the Lady Raiders will be Schroberger, Ramsey, Westby, number 21, Ryan Dillier, so no Westby, Leeling, and number 10, Chloe Arns. Pass deflected, goes out of bounds. 5 out there for head coach Kevin Mayfield and the GICC Crusaders. Moody, Tibbetts, O'Boyle, Mazur, and Urbeck. So here's Sidney with the basketball. Dillier with it. Pass to the left side. Arns getting pressure. She gets doubled. Pass tipped away. Arns gets it back. Now finds Dillier at the top of the key. 1:45 to play in the 4th quarter. GICC needs a stop, needs a steal, and now we're going to have a foul called, and Kevin Mayfield is beside himself, as it looked like the ball carrier, the ball handler, Dillier, went around a screen and was shocked to see Moody right there. Lost the basketball. Dillier fell down, and it's whistled for a blocking foul. Base sideline inbound. And we have a steal by O'Boyle. So GICC gets the defensive takeaway that they needed. Moody with it left side now to Tibbetts. Tibbetts with 1.5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Down low, Mazur. Mazur on Schroberger. Layup, no good. She gets it back, lost it for a moment, and Westby takes it away. Westby with the basketball, trying to navigate her way down the floor. It's Ramsey. Layup is off the glass, no good. Schroberger puts it up, no good. And a defensive rebound, O'Boyle. A jump ball, and the possession arrow keeps it with the Lady Raiders. So 1:09 to play, and the Sidney Lady Raiders want to talk things over. They'll call a full timeout, and we'll step aside as well. 1:09 to play, 4th quarter, 35-33. The Lady Raiders with a 2-point advantage and the basketball when we return on 93.7 The Ticket.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Nick Sander back with you from Pinnacle Bank Arena. Sidney, the Lady Raiders lead 35-33 over Grand Island Central Catholic. 1:09 to play in the fourth quarter. The five out there for the Lady Raiders will be Westby, Arns, Schroeberger, Ramsey, and Lealing. And Kevin Mayfield, the head coach for GICC, will send his defense back out there. Baseline inbound for Westby and the Lady Raiders. They get it into Schroeberger. Schroeberger in the corner. Dribbles to the center of the lane, standing on the Big Ten logo just inside that red paint. Now passes out right side to Ramsey. Ramsey gets doubled. Ramsey almost lost it for a moment. Now she gets doubled, and we're going to have a timeout charge to the Lady Raiders once again. As Ramsey was needing help, it's just going to be a 30-second timeout for the Lady Raiders. 56.2 on the game clock. 35-33 the score between Sidney and GICC. The Lady Raiders will have one timeout remaining now, while GICC also just with one. After this conclusion, we'll send it back to the studio for a short amount of time before turning our attention to the Class B semifinals. Our first semifinal in Class B will be Omaha Skutt, against Gretna East. That one tips off around 1:30, so we'll have a 1:20 pregame for that. Then a live remote broadcast out at Midwest Bank on 70th and Pioneers from 4 to 6 p.m. Go see the guys out there. Jay Foreman will join me for the afternoon games as well. And then the two night games will be the Class A semifinals. Back here on action, and we have a takeaway as GICC takes it away, and a foul is called on the Lady Raiders. Foul goes on number 10, Chloe Arns. That's her second, as they tried to double the ball handler, which was Tibbetts, and they fouled her. So 35-33, GICC with the basketball, down by 2. Left side, Moody, now to Tibbetts. Tibbetts passes top of the key to Urbeck. Urbeck working on Ramsey to O'Boyle. GICC trying to tie this one up with a 2 or take the lead with a 3. A pass down low to Mazer. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by Sidney. So they're going to say Peyton Schroeberger touched it last. It'll be GICC basketball, 35-33. With 33 seconds to go in the ball game. Baseline inbound. They get it to Mazer. Mazer and company. And we have a traveling violation on Tibbetts. So Anna Tibbetts travels with it after she gets the inbound pass. And with 29 seconds left in the ball game, Sidney takes over possession, 35-33 they lead. They hand it in, and a blocking foul called on Anna Tibbetts. That'll be her third. .6 on the game clock. Aarons will be the inbounder. That was just the fourth team foul rather on GICC in the second half, or fourth quarter. And so the next one will put Sidney in the bonus. They'll run their inbound play. They get it inside to Westby. Westby crosses the timeline. Now can just slow things down. She gets doubled right against the timeline. And we're going to have a foul called on Grand Island Central Catholic. And Westby will go to the line to shoot 2 shots. The foul goes on Tibbetts. That's her fourth. So Westby steps up Gets the ball from the official, takes one bounce, two bounces, and three. Fires away the first one, no good for Kayla Westby. 35-33, Westby has an opportunity to make it a 3-point game if she can convert on the second free throw. She missed the first. 22.8 on the clock. Second one, it rattles home. 36-33, Sidney. The Lady Raiders with a 3-point advantage. 20 on the game clock. Moody brings it across the timeline. Crosses over on Ahrens, and we'll have a GICC timeout with 15.9 to play. It's the final timeout by GICC. And we'll step aside for 30 seconds and come back to Pinnacle Bank Arena for the final moments of the Class C1 semifinal here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first. That sounds like a match made in heaven. Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
All righty, here we go. 36-33. Sidney, the Lady Raiders, with a 3-point advantage over Grand Island Central Catholic. GICC trailed for the majority of the ball game. Has the basketball. They have a chance to tie it with a 3. Also, GICC with 5 team fouls, meaning that if they choose or elect to go with just a 2-point bucket and foul, Sidney will automatically be at the free throw line. Sidney still with 1 foul to give prior to GICC being in the bonus. It'll be a sideline inbound. Here is Tibbetts, the inbounder. Leeling guarding the ball. They get it into Moody. She shot fakes down low. Mazer, wide open layup, good. It's 36-35 with 10 seconds on the clock. It was running the entire time that the ball bounced towards the GICC student section. So 9.6 on the clock. Looking to inbound is Ahrens. They get it in. Leeling falls, and we're going to have a foul. A foul as Leeling falls down. An official from the half-court line is going to run in and whistle a foul on the Crusaders. They're going to say a foul occurred, and it'll be on O'Boyle. So they're going to say O'Boyle forced Leeling to fall down. So at the line to shoot 2, Carson Leeling, the first one, no good, off to the left. And here's the big one. Leeling with 1 more free throw, 8.8 on the clock. Second one is good. GICC with no timeouts. Here comes Moody with 7 on the game clock. Crosses over right side. Moody with 5 on the game clock. Steps back. Fires away. No good. Rebound. Sidney. And the Lady Raiders are going to the C1 final game with a 37-35 victory over Grand Island Central Catholic. Brindle Moody had a chance to win it from the right wing, and it was just short, and Sidney prevails with a 37-35 victory over the Crusaders. So the Sidney Lady Raiders will move on, and they will play tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. against the Lincoln Christian Crusaders here at Pinnacle Bank Arena in the Class C1 championship game. GICC still searching for their first trip to a state final in school history as they fall in the semi today, 37-35 to the Lady Raiders. For the Lady Raiders, in their 18th state tournament appearance, they will attempt to win their first state title in school history. They've only been the runner-up in the 2 finals that they've played in back in 1982 and 1984. So Tyler Shaw gets them back to the state championship game for the first time since 84, and they will face off against the Lincoln Christian Crusaders and head coach Scott Klein tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. That'll do it for us from Pinnacle Bank Arena for a short amount of time. We'll send it back to the studio to Jake Bachhoven and Austin Orman. Thanks to the guys for pushing all the buttons back on that side of things. Your final score in the Class C1 semifinal matchup, the Sidney Lady Raiders 37 and the Grand Island Central Catholic Crusaders 35. As we'll now turn our attention to Class B action starting at 1:30 p.m. with Omaha Skutt Catholic against the Gretna East Griffins. Skutt with a commanding 66-32 victory over South Sioux City yesterday, while Gretna East defeated the Waverly Vikings by 14 on Thursday afternoon. That'll do it once again for us from Pinnacle Bank Arena. Nick Sainer saying so long. Sidney and Lincoln Christian set to duel tomorrow at 11 a.m. in the Class C1 title game, and you can hear that one right here on 93.7 The Ticket. We'll send it back to the studio. Goodbye from Pinnacle Bank Arena.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crispy, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12, like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one new favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauced and tossed Wingstop chicken sandwich today for only $5.49 at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.